everyone, my name is Yasser Ali. I'm a Twitch streamer. I stream on Twitch Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and during the weekend, 3 p.m. Central Time. Today's video, we'll be talking about the top teams in the Halloween Cup. If you guys don't know the Halloween, it's the cup that we will be playing soon. By soon, I mean Thursday, the 20th of October. And it's a Great League format, which means 1500 CP Pokemons. And you can only use these types that's supposed to be Halloween-ish looking types. Poison. I don't know how poison is supposed to be a Halloween thing. Bug, Ghost. I understand why Ghost. Dark. Understandable. Fairy. Always exist in the dark. And only those types can be used in Halloween Cup, which means every Pokemon you have to use either have this typing or this sub-typing. So there will be like some unique Pokemons in this cup, just because like they have this subtyping. And the main Pokemons in this cup, I divide them into 3 different types: Dark, Poison, Code Breakers. Why just Dark, Poison, Code Breakers? One, because Bug is a trash typing. Dark is a decent typing, and every Dark Pokemon is always bulky, too bulky. And Ghost just lose to the Dark. And there is like some unique typing in this cup called the Poison Dark, which means like they are a poison that beats the Dark and the Ghost. Amazing, isn't it? Which will end up like, which will open the door to like some weird stuff Pokemons like Golurk. Mudslap will be super effective for those Pokemons. Now let's talk about the Dark types. The Dark types leading this Pokemon, Mandibuzz, is gonna be the best Dark Pokemon you can use. I know some people like NCK will be using Obstagoon, but Obstagoon is bad. Why? Because it doesn't beat the Poison Dark or the Code Breakers that breaks all these codes. Umbreon is another solid bulky Pokemon. Zwilus is a niche Pokemon, not the greatest Pokemon, but it's there. If you want to use like a Dragon Breath Pokemon, Zwilus exists, okay? Obstagoon, average. Tyranitar is like kind of a spicy, but it's like it's everywhere in the meta, which means it's a meta Pokemon. If everyone is using it, it's meta, even if it's a bad Pokemon. It doesn't matter. The Poisonets are like usually like either good for the poison damage or for the non-poison damage. Leading the Poisonets, Nidoqueen, the best poison jab user, or it used to be, because there is a new poison jab user in the town called Toxapex. It's a poison jab version of Bastiodon. It's too bulky, too strong. Doesn't hit hard, but if you live too long, you don't need to hit hard, right? You can pretty much play matchups where you're not supposed to beat and you will end up winning. Such as what? I don't know, I didn't check, okay? Let's be honest. Golbat used to be like the poison type that beats other poison. But with Toxapex around, I don't think it's gonna be like the poison type that beats the other poison. Nidoran, if you have a 1 with Return. Oh wait, it used to be like, Nidoran used to be only good if it's purified, because you will get another non-poison move, but now it has Thunderbolt, so you don't have to have the purified version. Quillfish, I used to use it. Some people in my Discord used to use it. Make sure to join the Discord, by the way, if you're looking to improve at the game. So watching this video doesn't just make you like the best at the game. No, you have to join our Discord as well. You'll find it in the description below. Okay, Quillfish is too good just because it's a poison that can hit hard with water. And the water damage is good in this cup because it's a neutral damage to every type that exists in the cup. But Quillfish doesn't have the best stats, so you always end up in a scenario where you have to chip slightly and then you go to the Quillfish. Drapion, arguably the best safe swap in the cup. Skunk, another version of Drapion. Grimer, the worst among those 3. But some people might say that, no, it's actually good. No, it's not. It's a very expensive version of Skunk. And Skunk is just another Drapion. But Drapion is like a better safe swap. Skunk is a better fast move pressure version of it. And Grimer is like a 300 dust more expensive version of this. Yo, what's up, Mish? Welcome in. Salazzle is the Pokemon that no one have. But we will watch videos from Homeslice Henry and Yonkis about this Pokemon sweeping the Great League meta, Halloween meta, and then we will go there and no one will have, and then we'll be like, oh, how do you get this Pokemon? Okay, this guy is cheating. Okay, there is no... I hatched 7 Pokemon, I didn't get a single one. Okay? But I mean, like, guys, Henry has an army of mods, okay? He can, like, he doesn't need to have it. He can, one of his mods can just have it. Oh, Henry in chat, welcome in. Welcome in, Home Slice Henry. Okay. Code breakers. These Pokemon aren't the greatest, but they break some codes. Like Fortress is a bug that rely on the steel subtyping to resist the poison damage. You have EQ, Sand Tomb, Rock Tomb to beat the Dark because you do super effective damage from Bug Bite. It's a bad move from bad typing, but you rely on the bulk from the steel typing, right? So technically, it's a solid code breaker, like a solid one. The problem with it is that there is a Pokemon called Dragalge that just resists almost every move from Fortress, and you lose to bad charge move called Aqua Tail just because you both resist each other's, but Dragalge has the superior dragon typing, okay? And you hit like very hard from the dragon tail damage. Wormadam is my favorite steel type in this cup. That's why people like Aragon would use fire Pokemons just to hard counter my teams. You know, like, people call me the Zeonic of the high elo because, you know, if you're gonna copy someone with good teams at high MMR, but you actually don't have a high MMR. Okay, that's not the first lie in this video, okay? But anyways, fire Pokemons like Mewile will be good just for Wormadam, okay? Because Wormadam is gonna be everywhere because it's literally the only reliable Pokemon that can beat Toxapex, okay? And if you have an XL1, that's even better because the XL1 can beat XL Hydro Pump Azu. The non-XL Wormadam does not beat Hydro Pump XL Azu. Yo, welcome in, Blaine. And you destroy so many Pokemons. Like, you can beat a Drapion with Confusion. You don't have to run Bug Bite. I think the only bad Pokemon is Scrafty in the 1, but Scrafty in the 0 is manageable. Other than that, I think Mewile is like the biggest beast in this cup, and that's why with like Pokemon like Mewile and Marowak comes in handy just because they only beat this Pokemon. T-Tar also beats it if you have shields. Shadow Caesar doesn't live the fast move pressure, okay? Crustle is just a budget version of Wormadam. It's not the greatest. I think it's the 3rd best bug, but there is only 2 good bugs. Fortress and Wormadam. But again, go now check your storage if you have an XL Wormadam or no. If you have an XL Wormadam, you're gonna feast on those Toxapex players. And then the problem with Toxapex is to cover it, you have to use a Poison Dark, which also lose to Wormadam, the XL version. I've been here. Yo, welcome in again. I don't recommend using this Pokemon. Whoa, what's the name of it? Like Mewile is supposed to be like the biggest wall to dragons, right? But it loses to Dragalge, believe it or not. 2 Aqua Tails KO because this thing doesn't have stat product. What about A9? Well, if you can catch the Dark, it's good, but most of the Dark are Poison Dark, so you don't beat them, so it's bad. So if you want to use it at your own risk, okay? Don't say that I recommended it. I didn't recommend anything. I'm just saying what's good and what's bad. Jellicent is a huge, solid code breaker. Because it resists the poison damage and it can still hang around the Poison Dark. It beats all of these stuff here, which means you beat the code. So you are anti-meta. Doesn't that mean meta? No, no. So day 1, people will use like top 10 PV poke, right? So code breakers will be good. In day 1, day 2. Day 2, people will switch from playing top 10 PV poke into playing the code breakers that beats those, which also still lose to Jellicent. So if you're gonna use like be like 5 head and 200 use a 200 IQ gameplay, play Jellicent day 1. Okay, there is a good team about using Jellicent. We'll be talking about later in this video. What about Galvantula? Well, it beats this. It beats the Dark Poison. It loses to the Fire. It loses to Dragalge. But it's a solid code breaker. It's a solid code breaker. if you have shields. Galarian Weezing. I mean, I don't have a good one for the Great League, but I know that people have been ordering this Pokemon since forever because they expect this Pokemon to be good, and it get a good buff with having access to Fairy Wind. So I'm assuming this is like the hardest, the biggest wall to Dark, a Fairy that doesn't lose heart to Poison, and one of the best closets because of the access to the Overheat. So those pretty much are like the best meta Pokemons. Now let's go and talk about the anti-meta Pokemons. Okay, those are Pokemons that didn't have enough stat product or reliable damage to be meta, so they ended up being anti-meta, like this, Genesect. No one knew about Genesect until someone sniped Ice Pan with it, okay? What does it beat? Well, it turned out to beat like 3 Pokemon's Ice Pan we're using. That's it. So we have to remind everyone that it actually can be used, and the only way to have it is by playing 2 research that used to exist back in the days. I think now it has access to the legacy move as well, so you can use an elite team on it. Dedenne, don't use it, please. It's so bad. Scrafty is a good Pokemon in the Halloween Cup, but you have to play double dark. Like, you have to beat out the anti-dark, and then Scrafty can sweep later. Volpe, I used to use it with Mandibuzz as, like, you know, 2 dark Pokemons that are like dark flying. Ariados, I've never used it in the Halloween Cup. It's much better in the Love Cup, but it can be used. It's very annoying to deal with and can beat the Poison Dark, can beat the Poison. I'm not sure if it can beat the Poison, but it can beat the Poison Dark. And pretty much in this cup, everyone runs 2 Poison Dark. Ponyard is super fun, yes. This guy here is probably the best Code Breaker, the best anti-meta Pokemon among these. So if I have to rate them, I would say Ponyard, Scrafty, Coffin is bad just because the dark poison is going to be everywhere. I mean, Coffin is usable. I'm not going to say bad. No, it has some use, okay? Awak is good. Shadow Grumble is bad. So I'm going to say the best anti-meta Pokemons are Ponyard, Scrafty, Golurk, and Coffin. Everything else is like an option to use, but doesn't mean it's the best. Now, these are like the Pokemon, but how to build a team in Halloween Cup? You basically choose a dark Pokemon that's just dark. Then you choose a poison. Then you choose a poison dark, okay? And then you get like a top 3 PvPoke team. So 1, 2, 3. That's a team. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You can literally pick dark, 1 from those, 1 from those, 1 from those. And you get like a very meta team. What is Dragalge? This is Dragalge, Pogo fan. Dragalge is a very meta Pokemon because technically it hits harder from the fast move and nothing here beats it outside Azu, Wormadam, I think that's the only 2. You can beat Frostlass with the Dragalge, by the way. Now the top team according to PvPoke, it's a balanced team, non-ABB team. So Toxapex is #1 Pokemon in PvPoke. So if you go PvPoke, team building, you choose Toxapex, then PvPoke is gonna recommend using Ponyard and Roner Grigus. Okay, Galarian Coffin. I call it Galarian Coffin, okay? I don't know why Niantic or Pokemon decided to give it a new name. Just call it Galarian Coffin. Fire Thing, Incineroar, lead is Poggies. I mean, it could be fun, but I wouldn't say it's like the best subtyping dark Pokemon. Like, it's good, definitely. It can beat the dark, right? A code breaker to this team, I would say Dragalge. Why Dragalge? Because you have Aqua Tail to hit this. You resist the poison and the water damage, so technically you're the biggest meta wall to Toxapex. Ponyard doesn't have anything to hit hard the Dragalge back. And Ponyard is like kind of an tail Pokemon to use in this cup. Another solid meta team is basically, I think this was the best meta team from last year. Mandibuzz, Jellicent with Nidoqueen, but Toxapex is just a better version of Nidoqueen, a bulkier version of Nidoqueen in this cup. So, you know, like if you are struggling to climb at this cup, you just use the 3 bulky Pokemons because you rely on the bulk If you have enough bulk, you don't have to rely on skills. You don't have to have skills in this game, okay? There's lost so many people that hit legend every season using double charm. Do you think they need skills to win? No. They just need 3 bulky Pokemons. That's it. Because bulk is the most broken factor in this game. Now, I said like the best teams according to PvPoke, but what's the best team? What is the best team according to Yasser? Most people are here to watch my teams, okay? The teams that I test and tell people to run, okay? My favorite team from last rotation in the Halloween was Mandy, Nido, or Madame. I'm replacing Nido with Toxapex. Why? Because it's a better version and I can make a YouTube video about Toxapex and then I'll be like, oh, maybe Nidoqueen was better, and then make another YouTube video and be like, oh, I think the older version was better, and then make another YouTube video. Yeah, this is how we make content. You like throw some clickbait title, right? And then people would stop watching. No, we don't do that in this stream. We just feature all the battles, okay? So this is the team I used last rotation. I think I will be replacing it and changing it a bit into either leading Toxapex, Mandy in the back, or just keep it as it is. Last ranked Halloween Cup, Medi Jellycore is what I've made using last Halloween Cup with the Crustle easy leaderboard. Yes, it's actually like Mandy Jelly used to be like the best code from last year. That's why I have it like BBML 2021. This used to be like, those two used to be the best code. And it's like a solid code, like you can't easy break it. Like Drapion can break this code, but Mandy can beat it. Jellicent is fine versus it, so you can still sweep with this team. Okay, moving into another team that was suggested by PvPoke as like a solid team. A Poison Jab user could be Salazzle, could be Toxapex, could be Nidoqueen. With Drapion in the back and Mandibuzz. Why Drapion, Mandibuzz? Those two are like very reliable. Again, I don't need to keep talking about them, but they are very solid Pokemon. And again, all of those 3 Pokemons are weak to Dragalge. Mandy is not weak. By the way, you run Air/Mandy in this cup. You don't run Snarl. There is so many dark Pokemons. Mandy is good for the non-dark charge moves, okay? Because it has Air Slash, not because it has a Snarl. If you want to use a Snarl, you just use Umbreon, because Umbreon is just a much better Snarl user than this cup. Galvantula lead was Go Burr. I mean, that's why you use Nidoqueen Copium. I mean, Drapion is fine, but it's Galvantula. Nidoqueen beats it. Mandibuzz beats it in the 0. So it's not the worst. Now moving to another team that was popularized by FP Sticks, the one and the only. The title of this video was This Halloween Cup team is amazing. Pokemon Go Battle League PvP. Pokemon Go Battle League great PvP. Yeah, he was using Crustle with a Drapion Jellicent. 3 Code Breakers. You know, like FP Sticks love those, okay? So he always spam those Pokemons. So Code Breaker, Code Breaker, Code Breaker. Usually he doesn't shield his Crustle, and he tried to get a shield advantage where he can farm down with Jellicent and then rely on Drapion sweeping, because Drapion doesn't lose to anything in this cup pretty much, especially in the 0 shield, because with good timing, if you time your moves correctly and you get a crunch debuff, you just beat everything. Another team that was popularized by Wallower, it wasn't like a top PvP poke, sorry, a top PV poke teams want Pokemon. He was, I mean, Wallower is known for playing ABB teams. He doesn't play the game anymore. But yeah, this team, I had it because I like the team. And it was probably like the best ABB team. War Madame Double Dark. So you aggressively swap Zweilous, and then you rely on Scrafty sweeping. If they have a Charmer, I think Zweilous can get to a Body Slam, Hopium. And then War Madame farm it down, then Scrafty sweep. By the way, he doesn't run Confusion, he runs Bug Bite. Why? I don't know. Go to the underrated Scrafty Pokemon and go in Pokemon Go Battle League Halloween Cup and ask him why. A team that consists of 3 Code Breakers was popularized by Inadequance. He's a new streamer. Make sure to check his Twitch at twitch.tv/Inadequance. Dismantling the Halloween Cup meta. What does dismantling mean, chat? What does this mean? It was Galv lead. It doesn't matter. I'm talking about 3 Pokemons, and those 3 can be used as a lead and a safe swap and code breaker. So I remember seeing everyone using this team. Yeah, this team was very solid and very easy to play because Dragalge doesn't lose heart to anything. So you kinda, I think he swapped the lead from Galv to Dragalge because some people started leading Mewile, and Mewile just destroy Galv. So you just lead Dragalge and you catch it on the lead. And then you just sweep with Jellicent in the back. But yeah, 2 anti-dark and Jellicent is just a free everywhere. It was Galvi. I remember seeing, it's only better now with 2 Toxapex answer in the back. This is a hard Toxapex answer. This is a Toxapex answer. This is a hard Toxapex answer. So if you see Toxapex, this is the best team you need. Moving into a team that was popularized by Yonkers. It has to be double tank with Caesar, right? He loves using Shadow Caesar. So he was using Shadow Caesar with Azu Umbreon, and he always safe swap Umbreon. And his Umbreon has Psychic. I remember it has Psychic. I had it shiny here, so you can use it. 12 win streak with Shadow Caesar in Halloween Cup Go Battle League. If you want to check this video, people might say yes, and he was playing that team at 2300. Well, a good team is a good team, even if it's at PokeAK's Elo. It doesn't matter. Okay, a good team is always a good team. This team relies on catching a move on Umbreon, so you need to catch a move so you can keep the Caesar alive, because Caesar can output lots of fast move pressure with the Bullet Punch, and Bullet Punch does almost a neutral, or super effective to everything. Okay, so most of your damage comes from Caesar, and those 2 here are just 2 bulky Pokemons that can soak up all the energy in the world. And then one will be used as extra shield, the other one can be used to stall the clock, and then Caesar should sweep the game. Is that the last team? No, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams more. Okay, good teams we saved the good teams for like the last, so you can watch the entire video. The most used team, according to Go Battle Log, with Go Battle Log, like difference between Go Battle Log and PvPoke, in Go Battle Log you can input your elo, and it will give you like the best team around your elo. And the most used team, according to Go Battle Log, in every elo was Nidoqueen, Drapion, Frostlass. Why Frostlass? It's just, I mean, the Pokemon is too strong and can beat anything with energy lead. So if you have a shield advantage, you beat everything. If you have energy lead advantage, you beat everything with the Frostlass, and those 2 are just a solid 2 Pokemons. Again, you can always replace Nidoqueen with Toxapex if no one's using Galvantula. If people are using Galvantula, you have to use Nidoqueen again. The BBML ABA Dark Poison. This team basically, I think I talked about this team, but basically Dark, Poison, Poison, Dark. Remember when I told you, like, if you're gonna build a team, you choose a Dark, Umbreon. Choose a Poison, Nidoqueen. Poison, Dark, Drapion. So you get yourself one of the best teams out there. It's an ABA team that's weak to Galb, but Galb is not the biggest problem. Galb just died to 2 moves. Like, Umbreon wins the 0, by the way, so you can grab a shield advantage in the lead, and then you farm all the way down with Nidoqueen. Another team that was a triple Dark, I think, yeah, Mandibuzz, Umbreon, Sableye. Why 3 Dark? Because Dark is too bulky and Sableye too good. Drapion is a big issue to this team, but you don't get that much. Those 3 Pokemons are too solid, and you can be flexible with the moveset on Umbreon. You can literally run double Legacy, you can literally run Psychic, or Last Resort, or both of them. Or you can run Dark Pulse or Foul Play. With this team, again, you run Air Slash here. Longer I play this PvP, looks like this game is not about skill, just pure random what team enemy have. I don't get it. Well, no, I don't agree with that, because the thing you will notice is that you need to use a team more than just a day, so you can get used to play the close matchups. And I know lots of people who've literally been using the same team. Why? Because they know how to play every close matchup. So if you change your teams, then yes, you're right. If you don't change your team, then no, you might not be right, because you need to master the team you're playing so you can know how to play the close matchups. Okay, another team. I hate dark. Why? It's a 3 anti-dark. Nidoqueen beats everything. Galvantula beat the dark. Azu beat the dark. And every team has 2 dark Pokemons. That's it. You don't have to be creative with this Halloween Cup format, right? Another balanced team. You can replace the Gal with Sableye. And then you have Sableye, Nidoqueen, Azu. That's you get yourself a good lead. With decent fast move pressure, a good safe swap could be Nido. By the way, Nido is a solid safe swap in the Halloween Cup. The only thing that's hard to beat it is basically Wormadam and Azu in the back. This team I think was ranked high at high MMR because this team rely on 3 hard-hitting Pokemon, so it's literally like using 2 Razor Leaf. In Great League, Shadow Caesar, Nidoqueen, and Quillfish. You don't have shields, so you have to rely on skills with this team. Now, the last team was popularized by Home Slice Henry. Again, as I told you, if you need a Salazzle team, you have to go and watch Home Slice Henry. I believe he's gonna post a team because he popularized this team last Halloween Cup, and everyone with Salazzle was basically using this team. So it's Salazzle with the Drapion and Alolan Grimer. Why Alolan Grimer over the Skunk? I mean, so he can be unique with the team, I guess. I finally have a Skunk now. Imagine having Grimer and not having a Skunk. Didn't have one last time. Okay, you get the answer. He was using Grimer because he didn't have a Skunk. But yeah, with Salazzle, you can literally run Incinerate, you can run Poison Jab. It's up to you. And Drapion is the safe swap and Grimer in the back. I believe this is the last team. Hope you guys find yourself a good team to spam in the Halloween Cup. And if you like the video so far, please leave a like. Consider subscribing if you like the content. Okay. And special thank to Go Battle Log for giving me access to their teams. PV Poke for the amazing tools they have. YTX for introducing me to Go Battle Log, and Mish for helping me with designing these slides. This is the end of the video. My name is Yasser Alid, and you can find me at twitch.tv/Yasser Alid or Twitter, Alid_Yasser. And again, this is the last reminder that subscribing to the video is free. So you can do it to support this type of content if you like it. If you don't like it, sorry. This is what we have. And see you in the next video. Peace.